Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Here I will present the lessons in the basic reading class that I have been following. But before that, I will introduce myself. My name is Zarangina Fauzia with NPM 21130422019. I'm from class A basic reading. Next, why reading is important. Reading can educate the brain. By reading, our insight and knowledge become better, our memory becomes stronger, the increasing number of vocabulary we have become better. Reading can train us to speak better, especially public speaking. Reading can reduce stress, reduce the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease, a disease that grows in the brain, and thinking becomes more developed and expanded. Next, a verb that also functions as an adjective. There are two kinds of verbs that can become adjectives. Uh, the first one, past participle, actually verb plus ed, generally describe the feeling. More example, embrace, excited, and other. And two, present participle, actually verb plus ing, generally describe the cases of feeling. More example, inspiring, surprising, and other. Next. The most damaging impact of COVID-19 on the education sector. The first one, decreased ability of students. This long lost learning time can make it difficult for many students to master the knowledge and abilities according to the expected grade level. Two, loss of learning outcomes. The World Bank estimates that 8 months of school closures in Indonesia due to the COVID-19 pandemic could erase students' reading abilities again, equivalent to half a year of learning. This also happens in relatively developed countries. In Belgium, a study shows that 2 months of school closures due to the pandemic caused students to lose learning outcomes equivalent to 1.5 months of learning at school. Three, limited smartphone and quota for online learning facilities. There are also obstacles on the internet or slow network, cost money to buy internet package, look for reference in doing assignments. It's not time bound, so it must always be on standby. Inefficient in terms of energy, time, and cost. Four, the spirit of socializing is reduced. So far, students are used to socializing with friends on campus, but during a pandemic, they are encouraged to stay at home so that it becomes limited. Finally, they are confused about finding activities that can be done at home, and if they are not ready to cope with the current period, students can be exposed to stress, frustration, and even worse, depression. There are two kinds of thinking. High order thinking. Synthesizing is look for important ideas from a piece of writing and retelling it something later. Synthesizing is combining the information we already know with new information with a different version by changing or making our own mindset. Two, evaluation is an effort to collect, manage, and interpret various information that we read to determine the quality in books, article, data, and so on. Analytics means a process that aims to draw conclusions from literature that we read. Lower order thinking, including understanding, applying, and remembering. Understanding means understanding the reading and just memorizing. Two, applying, and three, remembering is actually remembering what we have read. All the things we have ever read will yield different answers. Like we make or face a question how or why, then our memory will be in the front of rewire. Next, the truth behind the Disney story, The Little Mermaid. Yes, The Little Mermaid was first written by Hans Christian Andersen in 1936 before being filmed by Disney in 1989. The original version turned out to have a sad ending. That is. And then several reasons why films based on novels often disappoint the viewer. Many words can be described visually. The durations of the film is limited. The story content changed from the original novel. Actors who sometimes don't match the character in novel. Viewers who have read the book already have their own imagination and expectations. Next, director and producer. The director must be maximal in providing direction, starting from the selection of the appropriate artist in novel from characteristic, musicality, and so on. The direction in taking pictures, the storyline so as not deviate far from the original novel so that the film can match both the visual and the story of the novel adapted. Besides that, producers must also be smart in finding sponsors. Think about the science strategies with recruiting professional crews so that production can be maximized. Next, I will review film The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's a film that is friendly for children so that people from all walks of life can enjoy the film. There are elements that are inappropriate for children to see, and the romance in this film is more about love between brotherhood. On the other hand, this film can make adults dream and enter Narnia because the visual effects are very well made and looks very sophisticated. The next the advantages and disadvantages of the film. Disadvantages one of the although this film is suitable for viewing by children too, but there are some scans violence such as wars and fight that can make children imitate the scan if watching the film is not guided by parents. Two out of the storyline in the film are interesting, but unfortunately, this film does not match the story of the novel adaptation. Advantages: this film teaches courage, independence, and a great sense of the responsibility that has been instilled since childhood when we were a child. Two, the storyline of this interesting to watch, suitable for all ages because this genre is fantastic. And then the character and place of this film are very interesting. For example, of the existence of various kinds of planes and animals that can talk. Okay, that's all I can say. If there are mistakes, I'm sorry and thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.